are supposed to be constructed in marginalized areas. The lack of funding by the minister is worrying, because in Hwende, Chivi, Plum Tree, and Binga, these are the areas where we need the colleges to be constructed as soon as possible, so that we can bridge the gap that is there. So my quick proposition is
sorry, Honorable Hwende. Were you there when the chairman of the committee was speaking? Because he has already spoken.
Specific.
Yes, he actually specified the Hwende being.
Yes, but there was no allocation that was
suggested. Yes, he asked for that already.
Oh, okay. Let me go to the work for fees program.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. On the work for fees program, in 2025, this year, only 6 million was allocated and spent against a demand of 100 million. You know, this is an opportunity for marginalized students to get an opportunity to study in tertiary education. So my quick proposal, Honorable Minister, is let's look at the marginalized group, particularly those from the rural areas, and allocate just maybe between 50 to 100 million, so that we can give these students an opportunity to work whilst their fees is being paid by the government. So my proposal is let's increase by 100 million for these kids that are in the rural areas, so that they can have an opportunity to work for their own school fees. So that is my only contribution, Honorable Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Hwende.
Good debate.
Honorable Chidua.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I want to add my voice on student accommodation. My proposal to the Honorable Minister of Finance is for us to look at the PPP model that was applied to the old Mutual complex, that is housing accommodation for students at NAST. I think that model will actually relieve pressure from the government, where there is public-private partnerships, and the plea is to come up with the incentives that will incentivize companies that are involved in public-private partnerships and providing student accommodation, the same as what is being provided at NAST. I so submit.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mrombedzi.
Maita basa, Honorable Chair. Inini young contribution yakaenda ku vote line ya science, technology and innovation for industrialization and modernization. Ndichida kuti kuna Honorable Minister uku ndiko chaiko kwatonanga nyika. Naizvozvo ndichipropose kuti increaserwe allocation yavo from 717 million to 1.5 billion, because chatakutoda munyika munomu inyaya yekutoti ite industrialize. Takanangana futi ne-science and technology ne-innovation kuti kuitwe ma-innovation hubs, nekuti ndokwananga nyika ndo zvichange zvichikudza ma-economy makore atakatotarisana kutangira 2026 zvichienda mberi. Naizvozvo ndichipropose ikwidzwe to 1.5 billion program 3 year science, technology, innovation and modernization. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mrombedzi. Any further debates? I call upon the Honorable Minister to now respond.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. I thank honorable members for their contributions. First of all, let me start with the. Thank you. Right. Let me start with the issue of the size of the budget. Chairman, in 2025, this year, 2024, let me start with 2024. Actually, we basically increased this budget quite a bit. And then in 2025, we allocated 10.4 billion ZiG. In 2026, we've allocated 10.3 billion ZiG. So it looks like there's been a drop in the budget. But that is misleading. Why? Because the 10.4 billion ZiG was budgeted on the back of an exchange rate of $1 US dollar to 36 ZiG. So that 10.4 billion of this year amounts to 288.9 million US dollars. Let's take the figure for 2026 that we're proposing in this vote, which is 10.337 billion. We divide it by an exchange rate of 26. You get a figure of 397.6 million US dollars. So what we are seeing is easily at least a 100 million US dollar increase in the budget for this ministry. We worked out this budget exactly the way I've explained, Chairman. So we've seen a 100 million US dollar increase in the budget for this ministry. But also, you notice that in the budget for last year, I think about 110 or so million ZiG was spent on vehicle acquisition and other office equipment. That was one-off, and this year, for 2026, that portion of the budget has dropped down quite substantially because vehicles have been bought, have been purchased, and equipment has been purchased. So those are some of the factors. But clearly, in real terms, the budget has gone up easily by 100 million, which in fact, as a percentage, is easily a 40% increase in US dollar terms.
Point of clarity, Chair.
Turning to the...
Order, Honourable Minister.
Yes, sorry. Just trying to get the Minister of Finance to clarify that if the budget goes down in ZiG, we must not consider it as going down. We can only consider it as going down if it has gone down in USD, in terms of his explanations.
So actually... Yeah, in USD terms, it has gone up by 100 million from 2025 to 2026. Now, let me turn then to the model for student accommodation. I must say that I really appreciate this contribution, where in Bulawayo and two other places, we're working with IDBZ. We've been able to deliver student accommodation on a PPP basis. And in terms of incentives that were being mentioned, I've extended two incentives. First of all is the prescribed asset status incentive for the project, and also accorded this project's national project status. These have gone a long way in incentivizing investors to jump into these projects. So they're a very, very good model, and going forward, this should really be promoted. It's being done by pension funds, and government is not outlaying any financial resources. So we'll promote this going forward to lower the bill for this type of projects, but as well as to make sure that we can accelerate the development of student accommodation. So really, I feel, Chair, that we have allocated adequate budget for this ministry. It's easily up 100 billion US dollars from 2025 to 2026. We should really support the vote allocation as is. I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. I put vote 16. Is there any objection? Is there any objection? No objection. Agreed to. I put vote 17. Women Affairs, Community Small and Medium Enterprise Development, allocated $1,114,034,000 Is there any debate? No.
There's debate. There's debate.
Yes.
Okay, ndinotenda bato wechigaro. Ndiri kufunga kuti mari itiwedzerwei bato wechigaro kunyanya pa program number 3 apa yemasmall and medium enterprise. Muchaona kuti dambudziko ratiri kuita mubato wechigaro nderekuti tine maChina ari munyika munomu ekuti tikaenda kwavari vakainvada ma-sectors that were set aside for the local citizens. So mukaenda kumashop aya ndati Honorable Mtuli muyaso pay attention bana. If you visit my Chinese shops now in Zimbabwe.
Order, Honorable Chikuma. Order.
Yes.
Take a seat and switch off your mic. Right. That is Honorable Minister Ngube, not to say Honorable Mtuli. He is Honorable Ngube, and you don't address him directly, you come through the chair. You may continue.
Thank you. And sorry, Honorable Minister, it was not a sort of a disrespect. So my point is, if you visit my Chinese shops in Zimbabwe, they are selling only in US dollars. Number one. Number two, we're going to invade my sectors that were set aside for the local citizens. And now we need to empower our own local citizens so that they can be able to compete. Today, kana mchida ndo nakupa receipt andanotenga kuma China, they did not accept a ZIG, varuda US dollar. Number one, vanokupa a receipt that is not fiscalized. So now we want to make sure kuti madzimai edu nema small to medium enterprise va compete with these guys ma China ari kunetsa. So my point is ngatiwedzere mari apa so that they compete. At least we are also taking other measures to make sure that maChina anotambirawo zig ratinotambirawo isusu munomu sevagari veZimbabwe. Number one. Number two, vanonotipa ma-fiscalized receipts. Go to my shops avo, they are not accepting zig. So my point is, ngatimboisewo mari.
Point of order, Honorable Chair.
Order. Yes.
Yeah. Oche, indefunga kuti point of order. The honorable member ngangoshandisa mutauro 1. Kana weida kutaura neEnglish wotaura English. Kana weida kutaura Shona wotaura Shona. Tiri committee pana because ndanchifunga izvo honorable speaker chairman.
Tinotenda Honorable Ziambe. Ichokwadi iroro Honorable Chikumba. Batai mutauro umwe chete kana mnauta nechiwanhu chedu taura nacho kana mnauta nechingezi taura nechingezi. Yes, Honorable Chief Whip.
Let me finish.
Sorry, just hold on. Yes, Honorable Chief Whip.
Of order. I have no problem with what the honorable member was, the context he was debating. But I'm concerned when we mention nationalities. I think, let's say foreigners, if you want to say Chinese, it becomes like we are attacking a certain nationality.
Thank you, Honorable Chief. But I think for the sake of engagements and re-engagements, in that spirit, I think the Honorable Chief Whip is correct. Let's generalize it as maybe foreigners or something, so that we are not seen to be probably particularly fingering a certain nationality or anything. I think Honorable Jugumba, you'll agree with that.
I thank you, Honorable Chair. I agree. So let me not refer to it specifically. So let me just say,
Point of clarity.
Increase so that we also give our own citizens fair advantage so that they can compete. So I was thinking that under program number 3, we should increase by at least 215 million. I think it will help to also give our own citizens a fair advantage against these foreigners who are not accepting who are not accepting our ZIG, who are also not paying or contributing to the national fiscus. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you.
Debate.
Honorable Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just have one point on this vote. Regarding Nyatsotaura nerurimi rwaamai. Madzimai anoita 52% of this country. 80% of the workforce yemunyika muno iri kuma small to medium enterprise. Kunova ndiko kunouya bandiko irori. Asi zvinoshamisa kuti topiwa madzimai opiwa 0.38% budget, which relates to 0 tika rounda up 1.1 billion. Tinokumbira kuti policy imuvwe ite 500 million instead of 364. Women empowerment yomuvwa zvike from 489 to 500 million. Then small to medium yomuvwa zvike to 500, so that the total yoita 1.5 billion. Ndinokumbirisa kuna honorable minister, madzimai akawanda tisu tinotambura nenyaya dzakawandisa dzambotaurwa dziya, handidi kuti ndidzitaure, asi dai zvaita kuti tifugame tese tiombere tikumbire kuna minister taizozviita, saka hazvibvumirwi muno muhouse kudaro. Ndatenda hangu.
Right, thank you. Is Honorable Satwa.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to support the call to increase the money, the votes to the Ministry of Women Affairs. Like the previous honorable member said, women constitute 52% of the population, and this particular ministry works on making sure that the welfare of women is catered for. I was going to also say to the honorable minister, this sector was also affected by donor withdrawal, especially as it relates to issues around gender-based violence and the provision of shelter in that respect. And I think it is very important for us to increase this particular vote to cater for that particular, angle, gender-based violence and the provision of shelter for victims of gender-based violence, for us to make sure that we ensure the safety of our women and girls. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Chakugura.
Maitabasa, Chairman. Inini ndaikumbirawo kuna minister kuti dai zvaibvira vawedzerawo mari kuministry yemadzimai. Kunyanya ndakatarisana neWomen's Bank. Women's Bank inobatsira vakadzi vakawanda kuma projects kumamisha uko. Vakadzi vakawanda vanobatana voenda kuWomen's Bank, vonoenda neproject yavo, vokumbira mari. Mari yacho aizobude zvayo yakawanda nokuti inenge iripo inenge iri shoma. Asi Women's Bank iri kubatsira madzimai akawanda. Saka ndaikumbira kuti dai minister vawedzera mari. Women's Bank yakakumbira 2.5 billion, ikapiwa 6% ye 2.5 billion. Saka taikumbira kuti dai yasvikawo kana pa 500 million kuitira kuti madzimai abatsirike nezvekuita kumamisha. Maitabasa.
Any further debates? Yes, Honorable
Martinenga.
Yes.
Handichataura zvakawanda nesezvo zvataurwa, asi ndoda kungotsimbidzira kuna minista kuti kana mava ngavakasike kupa mari ende dzinenge dzaalloketwa dzacho ngadziende, ngadzipiwe vanhu, kwete kuti gore rinopera dzisina kuitwa disbursed. Zvimwe zvese zvataurwa ndiri kuzvitsigira. Vatenda.
Yes,
Honorable Mnemo.
One of you can start there.
Okay. Maitabasa mbato chikaro. Ndinonzwa kubatikana zvizhinji nokuti takatarisa munhu hakuna murume asina mudzimai. Izvozvo zvoga zvinoita kuti timire zvakasimba kuti bazi remadzimai riwane chouviri kuti madzimai vasumudze misha. Honorable Chair, now iripo inini zvangu ndakazvimirira kudai handisi kunyanyochema kuti dai wawedzerwa nebhiriyoni kana ne2 billion, but ndiri kuti allocation yacho yavane mhinga vapiwa ngairiliswe iende kunoita basa, because ndipo pane dambudziko Honorable Chair kuti tinogona kuwedzera bhiriyoni kana 3 million kana chi, but release yemari iyoyo kuti ichienda kuti inobatsira madzimai vanosvika kuempowerment bank kuye kusina chiro. Ipapo ndo pandiri kungokumbira kuti dai vakwanisa kuti pangotseketudzwa release yemari iyoyo iende, uyezve kana ichinge yaenda Chair, taingokumbira kuti mapepa acho asawande wande, ngazvingova simbu kuti madzimai ose ave nechanzi chakakwana kuti vawane mari iyoyo isumudzire misha. Ndinotenda.
Tinotenda. Any further debates? Yes, Honorable Chaimvura. Sorry, Honorable Chaimvura. I'd already recognize Honorable Natiso after Honorable Nemo. You come after.
Maitaba batwe chigaro. Zvimwe zvazvo zvazvatseketudzwa na Honorable watangubva kutaura, asi pavasirira ndoba ndangondipedzise ipapo kuti madzimai kana muchimapa empowerment vanenge vasina yatinoti collateral of security, mari yacho inozoramba ichingovako nokuti vanenge vachingoramba vachingodzorwa kumba vachinzi tinoda chibatiso. Saka ngazvive nyore kuti madzimai awane mari iyoyo, zvokuti tingaramba tichida kuti iwedzerwe but izongoramba iriko ku small and media enterprises. Uye pane imwe complex yakavakwa muno muHarare inonzi Golf, tichinzi ichabetsera madzimai. Iko zvino mukasvika pacomplex iyoyo hapana madzimai kana mayuthi aripo.
Order, Honorable Natiso. Zvamakuita makudebata. Sorry, isusu tikuda mafigures kuti mukuda kuti increase nengani.
Ngaideyanga yatseketudzwa mari yosvike pa500 million, uye zvive nyore kuti vakwanise vachitora mari idzodzo vachinoshandisa. Thank you.
Tinotenda.
Kudza mwana wapedza.
Any further debate?
Maita basa Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, ndaiti kuwomen affairs dai kwawedzerwa mari kumadzimai. Mari yakati wandei kudarika pane yatakapiwa. Tinotenda minista nezvavakatipa izvozvo, asi ngavazviwedzere kuitira kuti semudzimai chabatwa nemudzimai chinoita kuti nyika ivakike. Sekuziva kwatinoita unonzi mushamukadzi, saka makatipo
Tisa debate. We will not be allowing any more debates. I want you to talk about figures. Yes, Honorable Karine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, ndangandichikumbira kuti tiwedzere, minister vavo tiwedzere mari. Ndaona pane program iri pano iri nechemukati ine yakanzi 750, but ndiri kuti minister vakazama kupusha to 1 million. Reason yangu iri yekuti iri kubata nyaya ye cervical cancer ne prostate cancer, chinova chirwere chatambudza munyika. Ndoziva kuti kuhealth pane zvinoitwa, asi ndafarira kuti bandiko iri, Mr. Speaker, rinobatsiridzawo kuawareness, kuzama kuudza varume kuti aiwa endai munobatsiridzwa zvichakanaka nekumadzimai. Saka nyaya iyi ikawedzerwa mari, nyika yedu inopora, Mr. Speaker. Kechitatu, ndaona zvevaine awareness, Mr. Speaker, inobatsira kuita end child marriage. Mr. Speaker, ndaida kuti iti simukei nekuti mukaita saine 446 ikazama kuti simukei even kwenda pa 1 million. Reason yangu ndeyei, Mr. Speaker, vana vedu vazhinji vari kuroorwa vari vana vadiki, vana vedu vazhinji vari kuzoita zvirwere nekuzvara vari vana vadiki. Saka kukawa neawareness yakati kurei, Mr. Speaker, zvinobatsiridza, Mr. Speaker. Ndine urombo zvinenge zvaakuti shate, asi pari zvinezvi zvinobatsiridza, Mr. Speaker, nekuti kumba kwenyu kune mwanasikana anoda kubatsirwa kuti kana minister vakaisa mari ikoko mwana iye anochengeteka kuti asvike kuzoroorwa nguva yake yakwana. Mazvita Mr. Speaker.
Aiwa zvanzwikwa. Nhasi ndiri chairman handisi speaker, but zvanzwika.
Mr. Chairman.
Do you have something different in pressing Honorable Tobayo? Because I think everything has been touched. Huh? All right. Okay, you may go ahead.
Maita basa mbato echigaro. Ndaona pa Women Affairs pa gender mainstreaming pana allocation 40,052 and pane chirongwa che drug and substance abuse. So my plea ndeyekuti dai minister vaita double the amount so that tinoona kuti drug and substance abuse, of course, iri youth kudero. The reason why iri kufana kuwedzerwa mari, we are seeing kuti even women kacho vazhinji vakuabuse madrugs, vachiabuse madrugs, also kunyika vari kuabuse madrugs, and also women ndo vanonyanya affectwa sterek, ndo vane vana vanopinda dambudziko.
Mati mukuda kuti increase nemari.
Double the amount.
Thank you.
Yes.
Right. Upon the Honorable Minister to...
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Speaker.
Chairman.
Just allow the Honorable Minister. Maybe the Honorable Minister wants to increase the money to him, and then if you can point out the objections after. All right.
Thank you, Chair. I think the honourable members...
If you may allow me, Mr. Chairman.
No, please take your seat.
I thank the honourable members for their contributions, the Chairman. One of the members has highlighted that we need to empower our local entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, with other, support measures, so they're more competitive, or at least as competitive as other players in the market, be they local or foreign. Secondly, there is the matter which I think, I don't remember anyone raising it, but it was insinuated regarding the issues around gender-based violence. I feel that this is an area where we could increase the budget under Vote 2 so as to support the development of our GBV refugee centers. When it comes to the first issue that I mentioned about increasing or improving the competitiveness of our SME entrepreneurs, again, I wish to support this with a budget increase. So for those two, I therefore propose as following: that we increase the vote for program 2 by another 20 million ZIG to support the development of the gender-based violence refugee centers. And then for program 3, we increase that by 30 million ZIG, again to support the development of market stalls and things like that, to support our SME entrepreneurs. So the total that I'm proposing for the whole ministry is an additional 50 million ZIG. Yeah, thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Is there any further debate? Any objection? No objection, agreed to. I move, I put vote 18, Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage. They've been allocated 17,279,039,039 ZIG. Is there any debate? Any objections? No objections are agreed to. I put vote 19, Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. It's been given 6,900,000,000. Order. It has been allocated $6,908,626,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objections?
Debate.
Is that an objection?
No, debate.
Debate. Okay. Yes, Honorable Hwende.
Honorable Chair, I want to go with the recommendations from the committee that we need to increase the budget for the Ministry of Justice. No, the result of the fight outside we will announce later. Let's wait for now. On a serious note, the committee has been going around the prisons and the serious challenges in the prison. So my suggestion, without wasting time, is that also given that also with all due respect, the minister takes his portfolio seriously. He's the only minister who is there at this time. So since we are in kitchen, so my proposal, situation I want to propose that we increase his funding with another 600 million, so that it can. I know they want more, but I think 600 million will help them to execute part of their responsibilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Hwende. As Majeri, are you candidates? Are you future candidates for the place?
Debate.
Any further debate? Yes, Honorable.
Debate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ndoda kutsigira Honorable Hwende kuti ministry iyi inziwedzerwe mari. Ndichida kuti vabate kuzvinhu zviviri. Chekutanga, tina vana mai vasungwa vari mumajeri. Vane vana vari mumajeri. Saka mari yatiri kuti iwedzerwe ngainobata ikoko kunyanya vana ava kuti vawane cheuwiri kwekuswera, vachiendawo kuwana chikoro zvakanaka, vachidyawo chikafu zvakanaka, nekuti bhajeti iri mukatarisa ibhajeti rinobata musungwa, asi mwana wemusungwa anodawo kuti ange achiiswa mubhajeti imomo. Saka ndaida kuti zvinge zvichibatsiridza. Chechipiri, vana mai ava vari mujeri, Mr. Chairman, pamwedzi wega wega vane national duty yavanoita, vanoenda kunguwa. Saka ndaikumbirisa kuti pavari kuzowedzerwa kamari aka vabatewo nyaya yemasanitary way kuti vana mai ava vawane kubatsiridza. Chekupedzisira, ipfungwa dzangu Mr. Speaker kuti bandiko iri kunyaya yezvekurima kuma prison farms, Mr. Speaker, ngakunziwedzerwe Mr. Chairman mari kuitira kuti vanhu ava zvavanotowana zveuwiri zvekuti varime vanokwanisa kuwedzerawo to the national cake, nesu towana zvekudya. Saka let's invest more ikoko, nekuti ava mukatovapa minda yacho vanorima pane avo vakapiwa minda vasiri kurima minda dzacho. Saka ndaida kuti minda idzi dzinge dzichishanda, Mr. Speaker, nyika yowana sadza, nyika yowana chingwa, zvoenda mberi. Vasiri kushandisa mapurazi, Mr. Speaker, otorwa oenda kubandiko iri kuti vakwanise kurima vachitipa zvokudya.
Tinotenda zvinokudzwa. Yes, Honorable. It's Honorable Makomi.
Honorable Mchemwa.
Honorable Mchemwa, yes.
Handizvi kuti ndarasika here kuti tichiri pa Women Affairs raundi wekuHome Affairs.
Order, honorable members. Order. Order. Honorable members, order, please. We've since moved. We are now on vote 19, Justice and Legal and Parliamentary Affairs.
Ndinotenda ndanga ndaenda kuchimbuzi saka ndaona kuti zvakudhibhetwa zvasiyana asi iyoyo yacho ngaiswe mari.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Breathalyzer.
Order, honorable members, order. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Right, honorable.
Ndanga ndichipo.
Point of order.
Ndafunga kuti mapedza kuti vawedzere mari mukabva
ndogona kungopindira iyoyoche mongondipawo mukana.
Okay, makapera kuwedzera chi order.
Ndanga ndichida kutaura nenyaya yekumajeri kuti ndanchikumbirawo kuti Ministry of Justice ipiwo mari yopiwa mari yekuti majeri agadzirisike pachikafu nezvimwe zvakadaro zvetransport. Ndakamboona vanhu vekumajeri vachisanganisa vanhukadzi nevanhurume mumota imwe chete pakuenda kunotongwa, pakuenda kumakotsi kuya unoona vanhukadzi nevanhurume voiswa mumotikara imwe chete vachigumana pachivanhu chedu. Ndoona kuti hazviiti. Saka ndinofunga kuti ngatiwedzerwe mari ikoko potengwa dzimotokari dzinotenga popiwa mari dzinotenga motokari dzinowedzera kuti vakadzi nevarume vave nemota dzavo.
Tinotenda matozvitaura atingi minisa vazvinzwa
uye majeri edu ya 19
gocha.
Honorable Chair.
Order, honorable members. Aiwa, let's have order. I think zvamanga muchida kutaura honorable matozvitaura zvimwe zvacho zvataurwa nevamwe saka chititenderai tifurire mberi.
Ndinotenda cheme.
Tinotenda. Yes, honorable Malenganiso.
Ndinotenda mubato wechigaro.
Order, honorable members, let's be quiet. Honorable members, please.
Mazviita mubato wechigaro. Ini ndinotenderana nekuti mari iyi iwedzerwe ne600 million. Tikatarisa ndanzwa vamwe vachitaura nyaya dzekushota kwechikafu, asi mukatarisa majeri akawanda anozvirimira, asi achizvirimira hana zvikwanisiro zvinenge mapivhoti, zvinenge matractor zvekuti vakwanise kunyatsowana gohwo chairo. Saka chikumbiro changu kuti dai vakwanisa kuwedzerwa mari iyi, imwe iri yakanangana nekunokapitaliza mafarms avo, uye votenderwa kuti zvavanorima zvacho mari isabva yanzi yese inoenda kuheadquarters, imwe yavatengesa yoshandira papi kwavari ikoko. Imwe mari ndiri kutenderana nefiga ye600 million, imwe mari yoenda kunobetseredza kwaprosecutor general. Muri kuona mazuva ano kuri kutaurwa nyaya yekushandisa zvinhu zviri digital zvidaro, but vazhinji vavo havana zvikwanisiro. Ndicho chikumbiro changu izvozvo.
Tatenda. Any further debate? Yes, Honorable Msharia. I'll come to you after Honorable Msharia. The honorable members, let's not forget that we are going to
Thank you,
Mr.
Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs is a key ministry. and it needs to be supported. Because it needs to be supported, there are certain areas that I feel we need some money to be put in there. The first one is the Legal Aid Directorate, which I believe that this department needs some more monies, because most of our people are failing. They don't have the capacity to hire competent lawyers to represent them. And you need to ensure that we look at them. Then there's also another department which I also believe needs to be empowered. It's the Law Development Commission. Mr. Chair, you realize that though we passed our constitution in 2013, we still lag behind. And I actually think that you need to make sure that this ministry is empowered. And my suggestion to the Honorable Minister of Finance was to possibly add $100 million to the ministry, especially to these two departments that I actually believe require assistance. And also the other one, which I think all members will agree with me, is the deed registry. The deed registry, I think most of you have heard numerous stories that have actually happened and the scams that are actually happening at the deed registry. We need to make sure that monies are put in there for the digitalization and the modernization of this deeds registry. So to that end, I would appeal to the Honorable Minister of Finance if you could actually put another 50 million to that department, because I think it is crucial. You see, Zimbabweans are busy building, and it is difficult for them to then lose one's investment. I thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Mthiame.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My contribution is specifically to do with the prisons and correctional department, specifically Hwende prison. You'd find that Hwende prison, they've got a lot of land, which is good for agriculture, but they need to invest in equipment. And there is need for the Honorable Minister to put more money so that they will address the gray areas with regards to the equipment and with regards to the capacity of officers to recruit more officers who are clear into agriculture production. So the aspect of increasing money, I am positive on that and I push for that. Then the other thing, Honorable Chair, I think our fellow honorables here, you just need to appreciate that almost everyone who is here, you are a candidate for the cells. You are a candidate for the jail. Why am I saying so, Honorable Chair? Honorable Chair, there is need to make sure we remove some of the jails that we have in this country. I will give you examples of Gona Gudzingwa, Chawagona Apana. The standards of those, they are very old. Some of them were built in 1912, and the other one was built in 1910. So there is need for those areas to be renovated so that we meet today's standards, and we meet standards that are in line with the UN requirements. Then the last thing but not least, Honorable Minister, Honorable Chair, takamboita debate budget nenyaya yekuti majere ndakupedza nenyaya yekuti majere agadziriswe. At that time muhouse, Honorable Minister of Finance vanga vari vachombo vakaita nhare yekuti mari isaenda asi vakazopinda mukati. Ngatingogadzira kuti zvitinakire tese kana tazopindamo.
Any further debates? Call up. Yes, Honorable. Honorable.
Thank you, Chairman.
I almost called you Honorable Mrombezi. Okay. Honorable Shirieding.
Thank you, Chairman. My submission relates to the program of reintegration and rehabilitation. I would propose that the Minister of Finance increases the allocation by at least maybe $2 million. The reason why I say so is that our prison services, they are investing a lot of money in equipping the inmates with skills so that they get to be productive once they are out of incarceration. So what happens now is once they are released from prisons, these inmates, they don't have money to start the projects that they would have been trained on. So that money will greatly assist them in acquiring the necessary tools so that they are able to be productive and so that at the end of the day, they won't be repeat offenders whereby they commit more crimes and go back to prisons. So I submit.
Thank you, Honorable Mamombe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Chair. Thank you very much. I also want to support the budget vote 19 for Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, particularly Program 2, Mr. Chairman, which speaks to access to legal services. If you look at this budget, Mr. Chairman, it was allocated 606 million, which in my view, Mr. Chairman, I think this is very inadequate. We are speaking about access to legal services, Mr. Speaker. I want to give an example and also talking from experience through interacting with some of these inmates. Mr. Chairman, we have a lot of poor people, especially those in rural areas, who are being incarcerated for some of crimes that they did not commit. But they are detained in prison because they do not have access to legal services.
Shall we move to the appropriations and
Yes, the appropriation that I would then support is to double the Program 2. 606 million must be doubled to probably 1.2 billion or maybe a 1 billion in total so that we can assist these vulnerable people, particularly from rural areas. The second program that I also want to speak to is the one that Honorable Mshoriwa has spoken about, the Legal Aid Directorate, which needs expansion. I think that is also falling under Program 2. I'm still supporting the need to make sure that we increase the budget for Program 2, Mr. Chairman. So if you can allow me to then speak to the Minister of Finance that may he kindly add Program number 2 under the Ministry of Justice to double it to 1.2 billion or at least 1 billion so that we support people who are being incarcerated for crimes that they did not commit because they don't have access to legal services. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I will now call upon the Honourable Minister to respond.
Thank you, Chairman. I thank our colleagues for their contributions to this vote for the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. Chairman, I think that I'm persuaded by the argument around increasing the budget for vote 3 pertaining to incarceration and rehabilitation of offenders. I've had the opportunity myself to visit 3 prisons, Harare Central, Kami, and Chikurubi prisons. And clearly the issue of female prisoners especially is of concern, where female prisoners are in prison with their children at times and they're not well supported. But also you have got mental health issues, where again the prisoners were challenged with mental health end up not being able to be supported appropriately in these facilities. So to that end, I would like to propose that we add 80 million ZIG towards vote number 3 under this ministry. I thank you. But maybe let me add a footnote here that if you program three, thank you very much. So it's 80 million under program 3. But let me hasten to say, if you take a closer look at this budget at 6.9 billion ZIG, it's actually a 20% increase from last year. Last year being 2025, this is 2026. So, and this is in real terms. So it's quite, that's not to be scoffed at. A 20% increase is quite substantial. But I do recognize that we still need to do something about incarceration facilities. Therefore, I propose this 80 million ZIG top up. I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any objections? No objections. Agreed to. I put vote 20. Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services. It was order. They have been allocated, order, everyone sit down, I haven't finished. They were allocated $463,132,000. Is there any debate? No debate? Okay. There's a Honorable Chang.
Yes, I would debate. Honorable Chair, through you, you note that this vote had a bid of 2.7 billion and only got 400 million. We humbly request that that be increased by 40 to 50% for the following reasons. Digitization by all means have stalled, and mobility is crippling the ministry. Only 18 transmitters have been done out of 48, which out of 48, which should have been completed by 2015. Out of the current allocation, the allocation can only afford to buy 35 vehicles out of a requirement of 108. We humbly request that the minister looks into this one and probably raises the purchase for vehicles to probably 80. If these two are difficult to do, we humbly request that this ministry, as it is, sits at 140 million unfunded overruns. It would be best that the ministry takes care of that 140 million so that it doesn't chip off from the leakly which is already allocated for the ministry. That's all we can.
Thank you. Any further debates? Yes, Honorable Mshore.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think we are all aware that this ministry, I actually think that the budget that they were given is actually more than adequate. This ministry, 1.2 million vehicles in Zimbabwe are going to be contributing around $90 annually. If you do the mathematics, you come up with one position that the Honorable Minister of Finance should reduce $100 million from this ministry and then channel it to other deserving ministries. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mshore. Any further debates? I'll call upon the Honorable Minister to respond.
Thank you very much. I thank Honorable Mshore for his contribution. I feel that the budget level is appropriate, Honorable Chairman. In fact, coming to the issue of the radio licenses on vehicles, we have allowed the ministry to maintain the fee at $83, excluding VAT, and we have agreed that over the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years, these resources will be targeted at the digitalization program specifically. So we have a plan, and then this should give us enough resources towards ZBC profitability for a start, and then remainder then will be adequate for us to roll out the digitization program. So really, this is adequate, but they'll be receiving more resources from the radio licenses on the vehicles. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any objections? No objections agreed to. I put vote 21. Youth empowerment, development, and vocational training allocated 1 billion 668,972,000. Is there any debate?
Yes. Debate. There's debate.
Yes, Honorable Ziambe. Not the minister.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I have only one issue which I think is of importance, and it pertains to our vocational training centers. Honorable Chair, the budget that was allocated to the construction, or rather, and or the refurbishment of VTCs stands at 140 million ZIG. And when we look at the target for 2026 from the ministry to establish our vocational training centers, it stands at 14 VTCs. Now, Mr. Speaker, last year, the budget which was put for VTCs was at 128 million. And the ministry didn't manage to actually construct any single VTC, and managed to refurbish 5. So when you look at these two figures, Honorable Chair, it reflects that no VTC is actually going to be constructed this year. And also, when we looked at page 403 of our blue book, it actually reflects that the 140 million is actually going to be spent on refurbishing various VTCs across the country, and no VTC is going to be constructed. So my plea, Honorable Chair, is for the Minister of Finance to increase this figure by at least 100 or 200 million, which will be focused only on the construction of VTCs, because where we are going, Honorable Chair, no VTC is going to be constructed for the coming year, and probably a few VTCs are going to be refurbished, as per what happened as well in the previous year. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ziambe. Yes, Honorable Danzi.
Maita basa batho wechikaro chairman, ini chikumbiro changu kuna minister ndechekuti vatiwedzerewo mari sekutaurwa kwaitwa nahonorable Ziambe chairman, kuti chishuviro changu ini changa chiri cheime zvichienda mberi nekuda kwemari, saka chikumbiro chedu
Empower Bank allocated 153 million ZIG. And the ministry yange yakumbira 200 million. And this is below the threshold inodiwa ku RBZ kuti vakwanise kupurchase ma critical banking system. So Batechgar, tikukumbirawo minister vawedzere mari kuti isvike pa 200 million. Nekuti takatarisa vanhu vechidiki vakakwanisa kupiwa maloans vanosvika about 1000 something. And takatarisa ma youth ari munyika munomu, it's about 5 something million my youth. It's a drop in the ocean. So chishuviro changu kana tiri serious batu vechigaro ngatiwedzere mari kubandiko iri reEmpower Bank. Ndatenda.
Thank you. Any further?
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chairman, I want to give you a statistic to the Minister. In 2024, we had 290,000 students who sat for O-level examinations. Of those, 67% failed to go past the 5 O-level mark, which means we have 190,000 young people who were not able to academically go forward.
For those 190,000 young people, we expect that they would be trained in some form or way for them to be economically active in the economy. To be able to get to our innovative hubs or institutions such as your HIT or your technical colleges, they need 5-4 levels. What then happens to these 190,000 people per year? The only option they have is the youth ministry, whether through VTCs or through youth service in Zimbabwe. Last year, our VTCs were only able to cater for just around 20,000 students, only. The aspect of the budget to the VTCs is very important because if we don't deal with this, these 190,000 young people who churn out every year will end up turning to drug and substance abuse because they have nothing to do. So for us, I am therefore advocating that in sub-program 2, particularly with VTCs, it is imperative we put in even 1 billion. This is my recommendation. Secondly, I would like to touch on Empower Bank. Empower Bank, the ministry noted that of all loans given out in this last year, 5.86% of those loans went to young people. Of the 5.86%, Empower Bank's only contribution is 1%. And yet, it's the youth bank we expect to deal with young people. I think it is imperative, and I concur with Honorable Tsvangirai's remark, that we need to at least give them the 200 million that was requested by the ministry, so that at least they can be operative and our young people have an avenue. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Sagupanya. Honorable members, if you realize on this vote, we are speaking about the same thing, the vocational training center, the Empower Banks. I hope the next person that is coming up with a different thing. Honorable Stolle.
Thank you.
Hold on, Honorable Minister. Let me finish with. Put your mic on.
Maita basa sachigaro. Ndangaida ngokutendai nenguva yamandipa. Kana tichitaura zvema-youth tiringotaura upenyu hwamangwana. Tiri kutaura upenyu hwamangwana. Tisati tavapo kune vakatotimirirawo. Saka inini ndanga ndichifunga kuti vana vedu vechidiki vari kutevera mangwana ngativapei rubatsiro kuchavabatsira panyaya dzedzidzo chekutanga. Chechipiri, handichadi kudzokera zvema vocational training center, ndo zvimwe chete izvozvo. Izvozvo zvinosumudzira nyika, noti mayouth. Ndoda kuti point yangu isiyane nevanga vachitaura. Anobapiwa mukana yenyu here.
Honorable Stolle, hatisi kuda kuti mudebate, tikuda kuti mungotiudza kuti ministry ngaipiwe mari yakati from mari yakati.
Ngavawedzere nokuda kwechikonzero chokuti vana vedu vechidiki ndo vabereki vamangwana.
Honorable members, don't do
that. Ngavawedzere.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, you may respond.
Thank you very much. I thank the honorable members for their contributions. They've been persuasive on the issue of the vocational training colleges, which are making sure that our trainees who come out of these colleges are more
honorable members,
ready.
Let's be a bit silent so that we can hear the minister.
Our objective is to make sure that those who come out of our VTCs are more job ready, but also they are more entrepreneurship ready as they come out of these VTCs. So I'm quite pleased that I'm happy to propose an increase of that budget under program 2 by another 50 million ZIG. When it comes to the youth bank, we have a proposal that we discussed also when we had a discussion in Bulawayo to infuse additional shareholders into the bank, which will include members of the youth as well as pension funds. So working on this program is very similar to what we proposed for the Women's Bank, where again we would like to see women themselves taking equity in the bank, as well as pension funds joining them. But we don't want to dilute the ownership. At least for Women's Bank, we want to be clear about women youth might be slightly different because some youth will become less youth as they progress in life, less of youth. So for that one, I think I'll go the route of recapitalization by way of injecting new shareholders into the bank as opposed to just the budgetary allocation. So to repeat, we will increase the VTC budget by another 50 million ZiG. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any objections? No objections agreed to. I put vote 22, Energy and Power Development. They were allocated $330,327,000. Is there any debate?
Yes, there's debate.
There's debate. Who's the chairperson?
Myself.
You are the chairperson. Okay,
Yeah.
You may go ahead.
Okay, no, thank you very much. Maybe what I'm going to say will help also. I see several members from my committee who want to debate. Because we had resolved as a committee to come and request for an additional 100 million towards the RIA. But during the afternoon, we had some discussions with the minister and also his officials. So I must say that we have come to an agreement on the issue of exempting some services by RIA. So the amendment is going to come through the finance bill. And just through that amendment, we are going to unlock more than what we were going to request. So I think on our side, it's a win. We must thank the Minister of Finance and his team for the engagement. So to my fellow committee members, this is what we managed to get. In Bulawayo, we managed to also get money for the head office, which we appreciate, and an additional 30 million for a year. So I thought that maybe I needed to, just so that we don't waste time trying to request things that we had resolved in the committee. And lastly, there's this issue about, we have several entities that are under Mtapa. And I must confirm that we still exercise oversight. I think the members of the public are worried about whether Parliament is oversight. Just today, I attended the annual general meeting of Petrotrade, and I'm happy also to announce that they have declared about 45 million dividend for year 2024. So the entities are performing, and the minister kushandisa mari moyeuka kuti ndeye kwedu energy kunoku, but it's money coming to government, but from our own parastatals that we still have oversight as a parliament. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Hwende. I think it's been clear, right? Let me call upon the Honorable Minister to...
Just debate.
But I think, Honorable Mangwa, your chairman put everything clear.
Tinokumbirawo kudebate. Tinokumbirawo kudebate andine point yakasiyana iyoyo.
All right, you may go ahead.
Maita basa mubati wechigaro. Pane program number 2 yeku ministry isiri RIA. RIA zvaitika is well and good. Asi kune inonzi energy supply and security. Do pane hwaro hwekuti nyika inowana magetsi kana kuti inoashaya. Pakati pazvo panoita sub-program 3 inonzi energy conservation and renewable energy. Senyika atina hwaro hwakanyatsoti tsvikiti unobatika unonyatsoita kuti tive nesungawirirano pakati pemoto watinowana kubva kumarasha nemoto watinowana unoramba uripo yakapiwa program iyoyo yakapiwa 63
tozozoona gore rinouya izvozvo
ZiG program iyoyo yakatikoshera senyika kuti iwedzerwe isvike kana ku 200 million. Zvinobatsira kuti titarise tichienda kumberi masola ese atinofarira kuti zviintegratwe zvenet metering nezvimwe zvese zvinoda hwaro huri hwakati tsvikiti uchisapotwa zvakakwana.
Mari ndati kudai we Mari.
Order. Hold on. Order. Aye, waka. I think that. Tirimu Parliament, madam. Yes, please conclude your debate.
Chandataurira kuti zviwedzerwe ndeyekuti magetsi anogonesa zvimwe zvese kuti zvizoitika zvatinoda kumining, kuagriculture nekumwe kwese. Takada kuita munyimira mudengu tichifarisa tichida kuisa kumwe kushoma. Tinogona
Point of order, Chair. Point of order.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, you may respond.
Thank you very much. I think, Chair, the chairman of the Committee on Energy, Honorable Hwende, has been very eloquent in terms of what we've agreed between the committee and Treasury regarding the most critical issue, which we also discussed in the budget around RIA and the VAT exemption requests for certain services, which will enable RIA to actually recoup, or rather save more than what is being requested in terms of increases for the general budget of the ministry. So I suggest that really we go with that. Let's implement that, and it will be included in the finance bill that we will probably debate later this morning or on Tuesday next week. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Is there any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 23. Information communication technology and courier services. They've been allocated order. They've been allocated $763,517,000. Is there any debates? No debates. Is there debate? Where is the chair? Yes, Honorable Chairman, you may go ahead.
Ngiyabonga Golide Gcinisihlalo, thanda ukubonga imali esitholileyo ivela ke kungqongqoshi okhangela ke nesikhwama la ngokuthuthukisa isikhwicamfundo babuncube. Ngiyananzelela lapha ukuthi imali ephiwe iba yi-763 million. Inkuthazo ekhona umhlaba wonke jikelele nxa sikhangele ilizwe elinjengeZimbabwe yikuthi ke sibe le percentage mhlawumbe i-3% sikhangelene ke le GDP. Kuyikho isicelo sisilaso sokuqala ukuthi lathi siyabona kusukela ngo-2022 kuze kube laphana inani eliphiwayo ku-ICT lihlala lokho lisehla libe ngcono nje ku-2023 elibe yi-0.4 sikhangele i-GDP lakhathesi nje lokho kuphansi. Okwesibili Gcinisihlalo ku-program yesibili ekhangeleleke ingqubekela phambili lokukhuthazwa kokusebenziswa ke kwama-ICT ku-program 2.
Ngicela Honorable Chairman ukufinqe masinyane ukufinqe.
Yikho enguzamayo Gcinisihlalo. Ku-program 2 kule daba lwe-National Data Center sathi siko Bulawayo e-trade fair ungqongqoshi usikhwicamfundo obabuncube wakhuluma ukuthi ke kukhona lapho okuhamba khona izimali besakha ama-data center. Lawa ama-data center alane lalokho okwenzakalayo ku-ministry. Siyananzelela ukuthi ke nyakenye bekukhona ku-budget engange-$5 million e-data center. Kule i-budget ka-2026 akusekho. I-data center yiyo esincedisayo kakhulu nxa sigcina ke information yonke ikakhulu okuhambiseni indaba zama-ICT. So kuqakathekile ukuthi njengoba yayikhona nyakenye leyo budget engange-5 million la kulo mnyaka izasincedisa Siyazi sahalalisela kakhulu mzwana sibuya ke le document artificial intelligence. Leyo document idinga izimali. Ngokunye ke okunye okungekhoyo besifisa ukuthi ngathwa ungqongqotshe bekukhangele ukuthi yebo kambe siyayibona ke umthetho lowana idocument artificial intelligence. Kodwa nxa sikhangela ke kusikhwama sethu akula mali egciniwe ukuthi ke incedise ngoba yiyo njalo ebuya ke loluhlelo lokwakha ama data centers nawe ngikhuluma ngawo. Okugcina ke gcina isihlalo ku program esibili under ama smart solutions. Siyacela ke kule ndaba yama communication suite conference ngaso sonke isikhathi nxa kusenzwa imhlangano egoqela ke mhlawumbe kuyinhlanganiso eyamazwe wonke aseningizimu yase-Afrika njengaleyo besilayo nyakenye imali esiyibhadalayo okusebenzisa izigxingi zokusakaza lokuthi limhlangano iye phambili inengi kakhulu obuye ukuthi nxa kungatholakala imali engasincedisa ukuthi sibe lazo izigxingi lezi zingezikahulumende kuyasincedisa umhlangano munye uyakwanisa ukuthatha imali edlula ke amakhulu amabili 250,000 umhlangano one. So kuqakathekile ukuthi nxa izigxingi lezi zingezakithi siyabe sincedakele. Okugcina iZanet lokho siku program yesibili iZanet ikampani kuyigatsha lukahulumende olungasincedisa nxa lungathola lungezelele imali. Ngiyabona lapha ke lule 20 million. Kodwa nxa singafaka ke imali kuZanet bazakwanisa ukuthi ezinye lezi izinto esizisebenzisayo kuma ICT njengama computer zazo zonke izinto lezi eza ICT zikwanisa ukuthi sizenze zihlanganiswe lapha kwelakithi. Yikho sicela ukuthi la iZanet ingani yakhangelwa ngoba kuzasincedisa ikakhulu ke kuzigxingi lezi. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga. I think the chairman of the committee has really covered everything under this vote. Will there be more debates, honestly? Because it's honorable members, this is not about debating, it's about suggestions because it's appropriation. No, it's not. This is not a section of debate. It's appropriation time. So we just want suggestions of saying maybe the minister can do this. That is the law.
Exactly,
right?
Chair. That's what we seek to do.
Order. I am going to recognize you and hope that you stick to that. If you don't, I'll ask you to sit. We'll start with the.
Ngiyabonga mphathi wesihlalo. Mina kangisoze ngiphinde lokho okukhulunywe nguchairman wecommittee. Mina isicelo sami kungqongqoshe okona ngezemali ngesokuthi uma yona leyo mali abasinike yona ingaphuma ngesikhathi esifaneleyo iye egatsheni lonolo le-ICT ngesikhathi esifaneleyo kuba lula ukuthi behlele bona ukuthi hayi embizeni yethu kulalokho kubuyile besebenza ngakho khonokho kuyabe kubuyile kunokuthi okuncane khonokho kuyabe kuphiwe ugcina ungakutholanga. Isicelo sami. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga. Honorable Mapigi.
Maita basa mbatu wechigaro. Na ingoti dai minister wakwanisa kuwedzera 2 million. Nokuti takatarisa ku ICT tine Zimpost ya kutokwanisa kuvhara nokuti yakwanisa kurendesa mabuildings ayo ese yakutokwanisa kutengesa mbatya yatorewa basa nana maraicha uye haichakwanisa kuita basa nochokuita nechokufambisa kwemashoko kana kuti tsamba. Saka ndaifunga kuti kwaifana kunge kungoziwe kana 2 million kuti kunge kuchimuka nokuti ukaona parastatal yakutengesawo mamwe mabuilding.
Tatenda. Thank you very much. Honorable but
Thank you so much, Chairperson. I have 3 issues to raise, all on Program 2. And Chairperson, they are in line with Section 298 of our Constitution, which calls upon us to ensure that there is progressive realization of development in the development of our national budget. Now, on training services,
Chairperson, you realize that in 2025, we allocated 12.5 million. In 2026, we have gone down. We have allocated 3.9 million. And I would like to call upon the Minister of Finance that with respect to training services, so that we can develop more people with our ICT schools, our ICT skills. Let's go back to the figure that you gave this ministry in 2025, rather than reducing it, because we must always try to make better of ourselves. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, a very critical issue of the compensation of employees. As a nation, we must strive to retain our people who have got proper ICT skills and attract even more. But if you check, Mr. Chair, last year we set aside 48 million for compensation of these ICT workers. For this budget, we've gone down, we've reduced how much we want to spend to attract the best ICT skills, and we've gone down to 43 million. And I again want to request that the Minister of Finance takes us back to that figure of 2025 and it gives us 48 million, so that we are not seen to be going back in our investments in attracting the proper skills in ICT.
Next one.
I end, Mr. Speaker, with ICT application services, which is very important that as a country we seem to be moving in development of applications that respond to our day-to-day needs. And again, in 2025, we allocated 81 million to this service. But for 2026, we have allocated 38 million, which is a regression by more than 50%. And to that extent, again, I would like to request the Minister of Finance to take us back to 81 million, the figure that were given in 2025. I thank you.
Siabonga. Right.
Yes, Chairman.
Yes, Honorable Name.
Ndinongoti ne zvinhu zviviri chete Chairman zvandoda kungotaura. Zvinhu zviviri ndezvokungoti patinotaura nyaya ye-digital inclusion, tenge tichireverawo futi kunyangwe nevari kuma-marginalized area, vari kumamisha, kumachonyonyo kwatinotaurawo. Ndinokumbira kuti ministry iyi iwedzerwe mari ye-ICT. Tine basa Chairman rekuti vana vari kumaruwa uko vawanewo makombiyuta vagodzidzawo zvakangofanana nevana vari kumadhorobha. Nokuti iko zvinezvi kwasaririra, unoona kana pachikoro pachienda makombiyuta kana 10 kana 5, ipo pane enrollment inosvika 1000 yevana. Saka ikoko kuti kukumbirawo Chairman kuti vawedzerwe mari ministry ye-ICT kuitira kuti vana ivavo vadzidze zvakafananawo nevari mumadhorobha. Toenda zvakare Chairman,
vawedzerwe mari.
Ada vawedzerwa kana even 1 billion chaiyo. Nokuti ministry ye-ICT Chairman, iye zvinezvi tingati ndo iri kubata ma-ministries mazhinji.
Right, toda kuti mongoti problem iyi suggestion mari.
Alright, ndikuti nini Chairman? Ma-ministry yese kusanganisira neparliament ino inotoda department re-ICT. Zvichira kuti ivo vanofana kuwedzerwa mari nokuti vanopinda muma-department ose nema-ministries ose. Saka vawedzerei mari kana ne-1 billion chaiyo kuti vakwanise kubata nyika yose. Ndinotenda.
Thank you. Any further debates? Yes, Honorable Chigumbu.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Chair. So my submission to the Honorable Minister is that in relation to the NGS2, what we really want to achieve as a country in terms of having a knowledge economy, I think it's very, very important for him to really consider taking a chunk from other ministries that are running ICT projects, because we want to attain economies of scale. Like what he said when he presented, I think, some few days ago, when he said there are a lot of ICT projects that are taking place in other ministries that are scattered around other ministries. I think it's very important, Honorable Minister, to take some of the allocated resources to those ministries and direct them or channel them toward the Ministry of ICT so that we enjoy economies of scale instead of scattering those projects in other ministries. And number two, I would also want to request the minister. He has proposed the digital tax. The way that it has been presented, it seems like he wants to, to cater for the national port. But my thinking is Universal Service Fund seems to be failing to bridge the digital divide. Can he then say, yes, we are going to have the digital tax, but can we ring fence it so that we can be able to make use of that particular income to to then also carry out other infrastructure programs that we want.
Thank you. I think it's well heard.
So my proposal to the minister is, can he at least increase the entire budget that has been allocated to the Ministry of ICT maybe to about 1.2 billion? Why is it important? Because it is the backbone of other projects that the country want to carry out, because whatever ministry that you can think of, ICT is going to cut across. So I think he has to, number one, ring fence that 15% VAT that he has proposed for bridging the digital divide. Number two, may he also take other allocated funds to other ministries that are focusing on ICT projects and put them in one pot so that we enjoy the economies of scale. Number three, for the purpose of clarity, number three, Honorable Chair, can he at least add to the budget to a tune of 1.5 billion? I submit.
Thank you. Any further debates?
Yes.
Honorable Nyabandi.
Thank you very much. Metabasa. Yes.
Okay.
I don't go to daima ICT hapa mjiwa mari. Tukuona pale zinotakwenda ku artificial intelligence. Saka artificial intelligence ICT kuti iteka ina kuti artificial intelligence tipina ma artificial intelligence. Padanga pane mari. So ndikuona mari iri apa imari show master. Dai waisaka na kuma 2 billion. Because zvatakuita pale zvino takenda zvemazuwano. So artificial intelligence those zvakuitika nyika dzese. So kana tisina kubvira taisa mari artificial intelligence apakwatipenda. Ndapenda Mr. Speaker.
Noted. Any further debate? I will ask the Honorable Minister to respond.
Well, thank you, Honorable Chairman. I thank the colleagues for their contributions. As I've always stated about this ministry, really, its mandate is a split mandate. Those are the facts. There's some ICT issues or items are under the Office of the President Cabinet. Some of the ICT issues are even in the Ministry of Home Affairs. Some of the ICT issues are in higher education. For example, the high performance computer at USET. And then some of the items are under this ministry. So it's a split mandate, but that's how it's been designed. I don't think we can use the budget to reorganize that. That's a different process altogether. All we can do is respond to the bids that have been put before us by those four entities, and that's what we've done. So part of what you see then as perhaps a small budget for the ministry is a product of that design of four institutions performing similar but complementary activities. Just take a look at the budget again. We've got a budget of 463.5 million ZIG for 2026. But for 2025, that budget was about 741 million ZIG. If we were again to apply the exchange rates and convert those budgets into US dollars to get a sense of the real change in the budget, you will find that the budget has increased from 20.6 million US dollars to 29.4 million US dollars, and that's a 43% increase. So that's quite a substantial increase, Mr. Chairman. Then coming to the issue of the artificial intelligence specifically, the center that is most advanced or ahead of the other centers is the one at USET, the high performance computer, and we've allocated a budget for that center under the Ministry of Higher Education. We're also going to be sourcing a grant of 37 million US dollars to support the high performance computer project. But I won't mention from where. It's a grant from abroad. I'm not at liberty to say before it's concluded. Then coming to communication equipment or MICE equipment or events or equipment to be used in various events, we've already bought equipment. It's under the Ministry of Tourism, and we made use of it during the Sanganai Hlanganani event as well. So we have equipment that can be shared among government departments, and we're able to source it for about 2 million US dollars as opposed to a local budget from a local supplier, which was 10 times. So we were quite relieved when we were able to buy it for 2 million. And then from Honorable Machangu regarding the efficient releases of resources, I agree with her. We always endeavor to release these resources timely. And then I think it was Honorable Mabika, at least I was managing to catch some of the names, on the ZimPost facilities. I thought that the issue about ZimPost is that this is a facility for which maybe through which the ministry can attract private sector players to maybe rent the infrastructure, use it jointly, share it. I don't think this is something that the budget should be applied towards. The budget has already been applied in putting up these buildings in the first place. They are there. So the budget was used many moons ago, many years ago, to put them up. Now to make use of them, that's now a business or commercial decision, which then I think the ministry ought to invite the private sector for whatever activity. In fact, I've actually received 3 proposals on ZimPost alone, and I suspect in the ministry they've received more proposals. So let's work with the private sector on this one. To this end, Chairman, I feel the budget is appropriate. The mandate is already split. I can't do much about that. But also the private sector is very active in this ICT sector. Just to dramatize it, if you look at the market capitalization of, is it NVIDIA? Yeah, the AI company, NVIDIA. It's actually more than the GDP of the whole of Africa. One company, AI company. So clearly the private sector is so dominant, both globally and locally in the sector, and perhaps we have to accept that part of the role of this ministry is to support the private sector, regulate it properly for it to create jobs and move us to the next level. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any objections? No objections agreed to. I put vote 24. National Housing and Social Amenities. They were allocated $948,944,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objections? No objections agreed to. I put vote 25. Veterans of Liberation Struggle Affairs. They allocated $1,129,283,000. Is there any debate? Honorable Mashonganyika.
Maita henyu chairman. Ndasumukawo maringe neministry yevarwi verusununguko. Ndine chishuwiro minister chekuti ministry muiwedzerewo mari kana mukawedzera nedouble mari yamakavapo. Nekuda kwekuti zvinhu zvitatu zvandichataura. Varwi verusununguko vanodawo zvibatiso zvemapurazi avakapiwa. Vanodawo zvakare zvibatiso zvemamines avakapiwa. Hapana zvavari kukwanisa kuita vasina zvibatiso izvozvo. Tanga tichitowo zvakare pamukoro wavo pamwedzi, minista muvawedzerewo varwi verusununguko vaone kugara zvakanaka nemhuri dzavo. Ndanga ndichiti zvakare panyaya yevetting process igone kuenderera mberi. Zvinoda vapiwawo kana 2 billion pane 1 billion. Vakavetwa kare vagonawo kupiwa mari dzavo. Nemhaka yekuti mawo veterans kana kuti varwi verusununguko vese vakura. Chikumbiriso changu chekupedzisira ndechekuti mawo veterans tiri kupera. Tachembera after effects ehondo zvese zviri kunetsa pamawo veterans. Saka tichikumbira minister kuti pakuvawedzera dai magona kuvawedzerawo nekukurumidza pane kuti vanonoke zvakare kupiwa mari yacho. Ndo chichemo changu kuministry yemawo.
Honorable Mashonganyika. Vamwe vacho vachatevera. musalaite musabakidze mamics enyu kana ndichitaura. Vamwe venyu vanotevera, let's hope hamuzotevedzera zvavaita. Ndangovabvumidza nekuti ivo veteran randoziya, asi otherwise ngatiitei zvatabvumirana kuti tongoti gaga. Yes, I will recognize the chairman of the committee.
Maita henyu mubato wechigaro, ndichiteverera zvamataura izvozvo, ndangotendawo minista nemari yavakati allocata, asi ndichikumbira kuti mukatarisa mari yatakapiwa naminista ingori 10% yemari yatatakumbira kuministry yemawar veterans. Chikonzero chaita kuti ndifunge kuti dei ati wedzei gwei ndechekuti tine non-combatant cadres atakabvumira munomu kuti ngativatore semawar veterans, toda allocation yokuita kata for their kuti vakwanise kubhadharwavo kana kutendwawo zvakaitwa mamawar veterans kana zvichikwanisika. Then tine vanhu vakavhetwa zvekare vanga vasati vawanawo zvavakavimbiswa nehurumende. That's point number 2. Then last point, tine ma-school fees evana vemawar veterans anga achiri asati abhadharwa akati wandei. Saka ndoona pamari yatapuwa 10% yemari yakakumbirwa kuministry ishoma zvekuti ndanchikumbira zvichigona vawedze gweimwe kana another in additional 10% vawane vavo 20% zviri nane kuti tigone kutarisawo zvikumbiro zvakabva kwavari. Ndinotenda maita basa mubato wechigaro.
Thank you, Honorable Mawaneke. Honorable members, for your reading, I want you to refer to Standing Orders number 111 to help you, guide you during this course of debate. Yes, Honorable Mahlangu.
Ngiyabonga Mr. Chairman, ngicela lami ukungezelela okukhulunywe nguchairman uMawoneke. Mina ngizakhuluma nge-medication yama-war veterans. I-1 something billion le incane kakhulu ukuthi nxa bengenzakala ukuthi bonke bagule ngoba bonke nje bekhulumile u-honorable abantu balama side effects awempini. So besicela ukuthi imali yabe ingezelelo dabu ngoba abanengi bangikhona vele bayagula ngoba imizimba yabo ilokhu iseselama bullet phakathi. So kufanele sibathathele i-care. Ngicela ingezelelwe imali yama-war veterans. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga. Any further debate? Yes, Honorable Dliwayo.
Thank you, Chair. I want to speak to a voluntary group that is doing the exhumation and reburial of the comrades who perished during the war. They are doing this using well-wishers' contributions. And I want to request the minister to contribute something towards this area. I think it's of great importance. It's critical, especially looking at our history. So we cannot just leave that to well-wishers. I think it's something that the government has to take on board. Contributing, say, 50 million or 100 million towards that. I think it will go a long way.
Thank you, Honorable Dliwayo. Honorable members, order, honorable members. I want you to take note that order. I want you to take note of the fact that we're on vote 25, and our aim is to go up to vote 42. So when somebody has made a point, let's not repeat just for the sake of standing up to repeat, because we are just wasting time. Right? Any further debate? I'll call upon the Honourable Minister to respond.
Honorable Chair, we've always been very supportive of all veterans and for all Veterans Affairs. We've also given them assets for them to operationalize and earn extra income. So we'd like to support them in operationalizing those assets, empowerment assets. Therefore, I propose to add a 50 million ZIG to support them in operationalizing the assets. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any objections? No objections agreed to. I put vote 26, tourism and hospitality industry. They have been allocated 339,364,000 ZiG. Is there any debate? Yes, yes, Honorable. What's the name again?
Mambipiri. Maita pasa, Chairman.
Mambipiri. Ah, thank you. I thought I was going to get it wrong.
Maita zvakanaka. Ndoda kungoti through your office kuna minister tourism ndo ya second highest forex earner munyika munomu. Nokudaro tinofana kuriritirawo huku inokandira mazai zvakanaka. Vanhu veMinistry of Tourism, Honorable Minister, vakakumbirawo 1.1 billion. Asi pamari yavakakumbira iyi vakangopiwa 339 million chete. Saka sedare tinokumbirawo kuti dai vawedzerwawo mari kusvikawo pahafu yemari yavaida vakawanawo at least 700 million zvinovabatsira mukushambadza nyika inoyi se a very good and safe tourist destination. Chechipiri kugadzirisawo nzvimbo dzinoita kuti vanoshanya vawane pekugara pakanaka.
Noted. Any further debate? Yes, Honorable Mchemwa.
Ndinotenda. Ini ndakamira pano ndiri mwana wemuhovheti. Saka. It's true.
Order, honorable members. Order.
Muchemwa, we are on tourism.
Order. Order, honorable members. I said order, please. Honorable Mchemwa, we've moved from that vote, so may you please take your seat. May you please take your seats. We've already moved. We are done with that vote already. Any further debate? Honorable Karene? Order, please. Order. Order, honorable members. Order. Order. Can we allow Honorable Karene to debate in silence? We are wasting time. I told you we are chasing number 42. We're only on number 25. So please, Honorable Karene.
Majita mbatu echigaro. Ndasimukawo kuti nditsigire kuti bandiko retourism and hospitality industry ngariwedzerwe mari yarakakumbira. Nyaya iriyo yekuti tikabva pamari tikasvika mu700 million zvinozama kubatsiridza nekuti tikatarisa tourism, Mr. Chairman, ndo yapa number 3 yekuunza mari munyika ino kuti tese tizotanga kutsvaga zvimakeke zvekudimburirana. Saka Mr. Chairman, ipfungwa dzangu kuti tikati simudzirei bandiko iri patari izvozvi tichitarira global. Mr. Chairman, tinenge tiri pamusoro-soro. Saka tikasaramba tichivipa mari tinouya kudonha kudzika pasi. Tinewo zvinhu zvandinofungira, Mr. Speaker, dzinova nzvimbo dzinodiwa nevazhinji dziri kuuya dzichionekwa. Ngaiende kubva, ngatiipe pa 700. Asi pane pamwe pandiri kuda, Mr. Chairman, kuti pawanikwe mubhajeti irori. Tine tumwe ndotichi tine masprings atiinawo atakakura tichiona. Ndoda kubata kumusha kwandinobva pamahot springs before Nyanyadzi pane chitubu chiripo, Mr. Speaker. Mukatarisa chiri kuranwa nekanzo iri kuremerwa, asi tourism ikapiwa mari inokwanisa kuuya kupabatanidza paya paiti chero ukaisa zai raitobhoila richiita mari. Varungu, vanhu vatema vaiuya mari ichitopinda munyika. Saka tunzvimbo zvakaita saitwotwo kana tourism yapiwa mari, Mr. Chairman, nyika yedu inopona, toramba tiine flag yedu iri very high. Ndoda kutendai Mr. Chairman.
Noted. Any further debates? Honorable Joe. Honorable Pijo, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Chair. In tourism, muono wangu pa tourism. Tourism, Minister of Tourism, ndio iri kunyanyobaka mazuvano. Nezvatakapiwa kuti ndio best destination inoda kuiwa iZimbabwe. Saka plus yakabva kupatsanurwa kubva ku-environment. Saka mwana muduku achikuti de nana de. Saka achiti de nana de ari kuda zvakati wandei zvekuti aone kugona kuzokambaira nekusimuka. Tinoziva kuti vane fandi yevanayo. Iyoyo vakapiwa mari ikawedzerwa kuita times2 yemakavapa iyi. Ingakwanisa kuti fandi iyi vaone zvekushandisa kuti vareise fandi inyatsokura. Mozovarumura pave paye, pamwe papera makore kana matatu. Asi zvinezvi ndinokumbira kuti muwedzere times2 mari yemakavapa iyoyo.
Noted.
Ndatenda nini.
Right. Any further debate? Yes, Honorable Mrombezi.
Thank you. Maita basa mbatu wechigaro. Ini ndakanangana ne tourism, ndakanangana ne program 1 ye tourism development. Vane program ya vanenge vachiita ye quality assurance nema inspections avachange vachiita. Ndichikumbirisa kuti program ikakwanisa kuwedzerwa mari from 93 million probably ikawedzerwa ne 200 million nekuti quality assurance ndo inoita kuti tourism products edu aoneke akipe standard yaanofanira kunge ari. So ndichida ndo contribution yangu pa program 1 honorable chair.
Tinotenda zvikuru. Yes, honorable Mbani.
Umandlovu.
Umandlovu.
Yebo baba.
Yebo honorable Mandlovu.
Ngiyabonga mgcinisihlalo ithuba elinginike lona ukuthi lami imphose lami ku tourism. Sizacela kubaba uminister ukuthi i-tourism i-ministry icelile ukuthi linike i-700 million. Ayizange icele okunengi ukuthi umbicela ukungezelelwa njengamanye ama-ministries, but yona icele khona lokho. Isizathu ngani befuna ukungezelelwa minister? Ungakhangela ama-hotels zethu afuna ukurenovetwa, ziningi izinto ezifunekayo ukuthi abemzini ma befika bethole kuhlanzekile, honorable minister. Ngokunjalo siyacela libangezelele leyo mali libanike kwanileyo. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga. Yes, any further debate? Are you the chairperson of the committee? Sorry? That's why you're so excited. Yes, you may go ahead, chairperson.
Ndisini mchemwa. Mazita Mbatwe Chigaro. And let me also thank the members who have added their voice to this vote, which is also a critical vote. Vote 26, Mr. Chairman. Tourism has become the third contributor to our GDP in this country. And in 2025, this year, Forbes, which is an internationally recognized institution, actually awarded us as the best tourist destination.
Point of order.
For 2025.
Point of order. Point of order.
Order. Order. Yes. What is your point of order? Order. Can we hear?
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Yes, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for giving me this opportunity to correct. This is very unprocedural. The chairpersons were given opportunity to present the reports of their various committees. A
And why should we have a repeat of that? You know, the speaker was very clear, absolutely clear, that no repetition. There should be no repetition.
Honorable Zia. Chair.
Order.
Chair, dai munoone zviri kuko chair.
Order.
Chimbonotarisai zviri pasi uko.
Pasi kupi? Order. Order. Order, honorable members. Order. Honorable Mangondo, even chairpersons are members of parliament and they are allowed to add their voices to the appropriation exercise. So you may go ahead, but please come to the figures and
Definitely. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that protection. Thank you very much for your ruling, Mr. Chairman. As I proceed, Mr. Chairman, I was saying that in 2025, just to give you a scenario.
Honorable members, order. Because to total a bit of order. And I'm aware that there is a second floor, and let's hope this second floor doesn't influence our behavior here. We need to work. Some of us have not taken any break. We've been here, and some of you are going out there to second floor. Then you come and want to disturb the house. We'll ask you to leave. Honorable members, shall we be a bit serious here? I told you our target is vote number 42, and we're only on vote 26 now. So we can't afford that. Honorable Mamombe, please go ahead and please come straight to the point so that we move.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm just getting to the figures now. I was giving you that in 2025, the Ministry of Finance allocated 0.16% of the total budget allocation. And this is when we were then recognized by Forbes as the best destination, or actually as the best tourist destination in the world. And now that we are holding this recognition, Mr. Chairman, this is when the Minister of Finance has reduced the allocation to 0.13 of the total allocation of this budget. The Ministry of Tourism requested 1.1 billion, and they were only given 339 million, which is so little, and this is a significant deficit for the tourism sector. So I would want to add my voice to the other honorable members. We have debated to say, may we kindly increase the allocation to at least half of what they required. They actually requested for 1.1 billion. Can we then increase the 339 allocation that was done by the Honorable Professor Mutuli Ncube to 500 million, so that at least we can remain on the global recognition.
Thank
Number
you.
two,
Oh, you still
as
go.
I go, no, I'm still finishing, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the reason why we want this increment, we want a tourism academy. And Mr. Chairman, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Professor Mutuli Ncube, actually admitted yesterday during his responses that the Tourism Academy is a commitment to the United Nations. And for the Tourism Academy, we only require 54 million, and we were only allocated 27 million. So we are requesting that there is just a little shortfall for the Tourism Academy to be supported. So from 27 million that was allocated for the academy, we then want to request the Minister of Finance to consider a full allocation of 54 million so that we can support the gastronomy activities that are happening in this country. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, the Tourism Fund automation. The Tourism Fund automation. I know the Minister, Professor Mutuli Ncube, is going to respond and say tourism has a fund, which is the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority, is actually hosting a tourism fund. But currently there is no accountability because we haven't automated that tourism fund. So it is a plea on behalf of the Portfolio Committee and also on my personal behalf that may we then support the automation of that fund so that we are able to account for every cent that is being collected by the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority. And lastly, with Sanganai Hlanganani coming up in September next year. And we already know that Sanganai is coming. We do not want to repeat what happened this year. The Sanganai Hlanganani was supported from the unallocated reserve. And we do not want that. We want the minister to allocate in this room so that we know that the Sanganai, everybody knows that in September 2026, we are going to have Sanganai Hlanganani. Let's allocate the fund now. So as I sit down, may we then have at least half of what the ministry requested, 500 million to 700 million. I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for actively listening.
Thank you. I ask the Honourable Minister to respond.
Thank you, Honourable Chairman. I thank the honourable members for their contribution.
Point of order.
Including the Chair of the Committee on Tourism.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Order, Honourable Minister. Point of order on Honourable Mamambe's submissions?
No, it's a point of order.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I rise to express deep concern over the continued behavior of some honorable members of parliament, Mr. Chairman, and they are disrupting the proceedings, and especially when a member of parliament, a female member of parliament, is contributing. Honorable
Waste of time.
Joanna Mamambe is the chair of the committee, and some of the chairpersons were being accepted.
Order, honourable members, order.
Other members of parliament were given the opportunity to express their views, and I believe, Mr. Chairman,
order.
This house must respect members, female members of parliament, because we are here to contribute, and we must be ahead in silence. At times, Mr. Chairman, I believe, and I want to put it on record, that some of the members of parliament, I don't think they are sober, Mr. Chairman, and I think you must look at that seriously. Seriously.
Thank you.
And I mean seriously, because we want respect. A few minutes ago, they disrespected Honorable Judith Tobaiwa, and they are also repeating it, and we cannot take it lightly, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable,
we have got families, and we want to be respected. And I want to put it on record. Some are not sober, Mr. Chairman. Takuzokumbira zvinocheka kona kuti vanhu havana kunwa zvinodhaka here muno.
Right. Thank you. Order. Honourable members, Honourable Karinye is making a very valid point. We can't do that. Honestly speaking, to elect the honourable member, we can't. We all have got wives, sisters, mothers. No. Honourable Minister, may carry on.
Thank you, Chairman. If I could make 3 points on this vote in response to very passionate contributions from our members, honourable members, including the chair of this committee on tourism. The first point is that the private sector chairman is a very strong partner to this ministry. I operate in that sector from a family point of view. We actually don't even need government support. We of course, there's regulation and all of that. But the truth is the private sector gets on with whatever it has to do. And this is supportive of what the ministry is trying to do. If you look at the whole mice industry, it's dominated by the private sector. They know what to do. They know how to make money. But also, when you look at some of our commitments, if I can now speak to the commitments, which is my second point, our commitment to the Tourism Academy is real, and therefore I'll make some budget adjustments to cover for that. And also for the automation of the tourism fund as well. We committed to this, and of course our budget is a bit thin on it, but I think we'll find some money. So I propose that to support the Tourism Academy in the automation agenda, I propose that we allocate an additional 30 million ZIG towards that process.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any objections? No objections agreed. I put vote 27, sports, arts and recreation. They were allocated $841,351,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 28, skills, audit and development. They were allocated $229 million and $47,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 29, Judicial Services Commission. They were allocated $1,396,692,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 30, Public Service Commission. They were allocated $11,444,161,000. Is there any debate? Is that a debate?
Yes, debate. Debate.
Is that a debate? Yes, Honorable Malinganiso.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I appreciate the additional allocation after the pre-budget seminar that was made by the minister. But it is a debt of around 4 billion that also needs to be serviced from this very same allocation. Mr. Chair, I propose that we increase, if it is possible, by a further 2 billion, particularly to focus on monies that should be remitted to PISMAS, to NASA, to Nyaradzo, and to a number of pension funds. That is my plea, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Malinganiso. Any further debate? I recognize the Honorable Minister to respond.
Thank you very much. I thank the Honourable Member for highlighting the matter of arrears pertaining to Vote 30 Public Service Commission. I must say that we have a strategy for clearing those arrears. Of course, the cost of the strategy is not included in the budget, but we have a strategy which we've agreed. We've agreed with Public Service Commission on how we're going to go about clearing the arrears, whether it's on the medical side, NASA, the pensions and so forth. We have a plan. I can assure you, the Honourable Member, that you'll be comfortable when he hears what we are planning to do. I thank you. Let's leave the budget as it is.
Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 31, National Council of Chiefs. They were allocated $200,329,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection?
There's debate.
No objection agreed to. I put vote 32, Human Rights Commission. They've been allocated $256,444,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection? No objections agreed to. I put vote 33, National Peace and Reconciliation Commission. Disbanded. So we move to vote 34. I put vote 34 is the National Prosecuting Authority. They've been allocated $545,376,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 35, Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission. They've been allocated $248,056,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 36, Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. They've been allocated $514,840,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 37, Zimbabwe Gender Commission. They've been allocated $167,824,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objection? No objection agreed to. So I put vote 38, Zimbabwe Land Commission. They've been allocated $245 million, $245,272,000. Is there any debate? Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 39, Zimbabwe Media Commission, allocated 159,235,000 ZiG. Is there any debate? Any objection? No objection agreed to. I put vote 40, Health Service Commission, $305,889,000. Is there any debate? No debate?
There is debate here.
No debate?
There is debate.
Is there debate?
There is debate.
Honorable Mrombedzi. You just killed the floor. We are about to finish. Anyway, you be quiet.
Maita basa mbatu wechigaro. Mbatu wechigaro ndaandichi yangu hainanyanya kuwanda stereki. Ndaandichida kuti ko Health Services Commission iwedzerwe mari inoita iyo kana 500 million nekuti ndiyo inobhadhara vana mukoti vedu navana chiremba, so vanoda kuti vakwanise kuwedzerwawo pamari iyoyi kuti vakwanise kushandawo vari inspired. Maita basa.
Debate? Further debate?
There is debate,
yes. Honorable
Muodzeri.
Muodzeri. Oh, Muodzeri, yes. Okay. My eyes are dim now. Yes, Honorable Muodzeri, you may go ahead. No, address me. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Chairman. Health Service Commission Chairman Mazira Trukuita. Irikushanda ichishandisa maofisi paparire nyatwa. Zvakafanana nekuti iwe uri bosi kubasa worojera munhu ari pasi pako. Saka ndiri kuti ngavapiwe mari yakati wandei kuitira kuti vakwanise kunovakawo maofisi zavo vega vakazvimiririra. I thank you.
Not any further debate. I ask the Honorable Minister to respond.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. The Health Services Commission is one of the new commissions. Yes, it needs its own accommodation. And to that end, I propose that we increase its budget by another 30 million ZiG. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any objections? No objections agreed to. I put vote 41, Office of the Attorney General. They've been allocated $304,887,000. Is there any debate?
Yes.
Yes, Honorable Mshoriwa.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I actually think that the Attorney General budget needs to be increased by at least 100 million. Primarily because the Honorable Chair, I think today is actually a testimony. The question of us having and retain drafters and also the training of drafters under the Attorney General's office is crucial. And the logjam in terms of the bills, and every ministry will tell you that the problem is that all their bills are with the Attorney General. So my suggestion is that 100 million needs to be added to this office, because this office is important not only in terms of bills, but also even as the advisor to government. I think this deserves some 100 million.
Thank you, Honorable Mushoriwa. Any further debate? Yes. Honorable Chidziwa.
Thank you, Chair. The Office of the Attorney General is the engine room of our legal systems, yet it remains underfunded. The legislative drafting division is operating at less than half its required capacity, and the 2026 budget must provide at least 10 billion for new drafters and specialized training. We still have over 30 laws awaiting alignment to the Constitution, which requires an additional of 6 billion. Then there is issue of digitalization, which is urgent because the AG's office is still drafting manually. A modern legal system cannot function without a drafting tools, digital law libraries, and the secure ICT systems. We need dedicated about 7.5 billion for digital transformation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further debate? I call upon the Honorable Minister to respond.
Thank you, Chair. We have debated this, these kind of allocations before when we were in Bulawayo for a retreat, and we still feel that really we have applied our minds on this budget and we feel it is adequate. Even the issue of attracting and retaining drafters, this has been catered for adequately in the budget. But should there be any further needs elsewhere, maybe, I don't know, tools of trade and issues like that, we can always take care of this through our UR. We've done this before for the AG's office. There's no reason why it can't be done again. But as things stand, please let's support and this budget and go with this budget. I thank you.
Excuse me. Any objections? No objections agreed to. I put Order 42, Zimbabwe Independent Complaints Commission. They've been allocated $108,063,000. Is there any debate? No debate. Any objections? No objections agreed to. Honorable members, with the indulgence, we've finished all our votes, but we have 2 votes that we had deferred. So we shall go back to them. We'll start with the vote 2. I put vote 2, Parliament of Zimbabwe. They've been allocated 3,103,479,000 ZiG. Is there any debate?
Yes.
Order. Yes, Honorable Hwende.
Maita basa sachigaro. I think chekutanga toda kutenda ma MP nebasa ravaita muri kuona kusvika nguva ine vachifambisa nyaya dzenyika. Toda kuvatenda chaizvo. Hatichada kuti tipedze nguva mukana wamatipa kuti tibhonoongorora nekunzvera nyaya yatinayo. Honorable Minister and Honorable Chair, under our vote tine nyaya yeservicing yemastenzi yatambotaura and I'm glad kuti Minister pavapindura vanzwisisawo kuti zveshuwa kuti mastenzi a8th 9th na10th asati aserviswa panoda kuti pagadziriswe. So my proposal in brief ndeyekuti from the calculations that we get tikawana 1 billion extra inotibatsira kuti tikwanise kuservisa mastenzi a8th 9th na10th nekuti tikwanise kuti tipowo vanhu vanenge vaservisirwa mastenzi mari yekuti vavake. Zvimwe tatenda pa800 yamatipa iya zvinokavha nyaya dzimwe dzese dzatambotaura dzinotinetsa, but ipapa Minister ndo pataakuitawo chikumbiro chekuti mutibatsirewo nenyaya yeservicing yemastenzi and nyaya yehousing. That's my request. Zvimwe zvese tinotenda mambotowedzera imwe 800 billion. So my request ndeyekuti pamari yamuinayo homwe yenyu yatakupai, I think mambobvisa kubva ku16 billion anchiverenga muchiri kuma 14 billion ikoko. Saka makangotorawo zvenyu 1 billion makapawo ma-MP enyu ashanda kudai, I think zvinenge zvakanaka. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Hwende. Any further debates?
Yes.
Yes, Honorable Mtseyami.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, contribution yangu pa mari iri kuwedzerwa pane billion yataurwa hapa side, then tine nyaya 800 million yanga yadzina Honorable Minister tiri kuwedzera kuita 1.8 billion, but tikuda kuti parliament yedu iwedzerwe mari specifically inomanage nyaya yekuti members of parliament kana vakuenda kuma hearing, Minister vari kutizwa here toda mari yekuti kana members vakuenda kuma hearing, kuma public hearings throughout the country. To mabazi anoshanda zvimwe zvinhu zvepa parliament, zvema functions and all that. Umwe na umwe MP uri panapa hapana usina mota yake. Saka ngatipe mukana ma MP kuti vaite mweya wokufamba nemota dzavo vachisvika kuma venue ese ane chekuita nema hearing. Umwe na umwe aine mota yake, achibata nguva yake, achienda kunozorora. Izvozvo zvinofanira kunge zviri pa part ye 1 billion allocation inotisvitsa pa 2 billion. Then the other thing, my members pavanenge vari kufamba ne staff yatinofamba nayo, ve Hansard, ve security, ma clerk edu nema intern. Patinoita ma program ema hearing. Kana tauya muHarare tiine program ye hearing mangwana muHarare, ma staff members edu ese vanoenda kunorara kudzimba dzavo. Vaenda kunorara kudzimba dzavo vozomuka makuseni kubatana nesu kwatinenge tiine hearing. Izvozvo zvinokanganisa kufambiswa kwebasa pakati pecommittee, nekuti vanhu vanovhiringika netraffic jam nezvakadaro, vononoka kuti tibate nguva. Staff nema members ngavarare panzvimbo 1. Hakuna zvokuti vanhu vanoenda kumba vozoya mangwana. Izvozvo ngazviregedzwe. Zvingofanana nekuti tikaenda nestaff kuBulawayo, tikaenda kuKwekwe, tikaenda kuGweru, tese tinenge tichingorara panzvimbo 1. Ngapagadziriswe ipapo. Then the last but not least, tine problem yekuti tine members vasisiri pa parliament panapa, vakaseva parliament inei. Nhasi uno vane dambudziko rine chekuita nekurarama kwavo kubudikidza nemapensions evari kupiwa. Mapensions ari kupiwa mamembers vakabva panapa haasi kukwanisika kuti vange vachichengeteka. Mamembers vari munomu munaona kuti tese tiri munomu tichachemberawo tichabva panapa. And kana tabva panapa kuenda padhore pafriend apo, ID yenyika yeya inenge yakunetsa kushanda kwayo. Pamwe pacho munhu ari muoffice vanongotaura kuti vataurire kuti handipo, zvatopera kuno unobvunza. Saka tinoda kuti mapensions emamembers agadziriswe effectively kutanga pa budget ya 2026. Ndingangoti ndozve ndinotaura, vamwe mochindibatsirawo imwe 1 yasara mazviita.
Thank you, Honorable Mseami. Any further debates? There's one more left.
Ndangada kuti titaure kuti minister.
Yeah, the last one there.
Yes. Ndangada kutaura kuti izvo minister, chairman, isu tonzi hatizi full time employed ku parliament, asi tinouya musi weSunday tichidzoka musi weFriday. Wana wedu tinowana 1 day, toramba tiri pa parliament every day. Asi tinowana kuma US tinowana kuma 200 something kuenzana na groundsmen. Tine vana vaenda kuchikoro, hatina rimwe basa tiri kuita kumusha. Mari yamukutipa mota ikuservisa moda kuita mari kuma 800. Ma school fees yevana vanoenda kumabhodhi, vanoenda kuchikoro, vanoenda kumauniversity, $200.80. Inoendesa mwana kuchikoro here? Chikoro chipi? $280. Makamboendesa mota kana Clerk Motors kuita mari. Ma allowance tozopiwa muna December takuita rimwe budget.
Right? Makamjiti mnauti kuwedzere.
Ngaiwedzerwe kusvika pa 5 billion vanambotaura pai.
Tinotendi.
Nokuti $200 kana ndikatodzi nhasi ndapedza 2 terms handitorina kana mwana kwangu titori vanhu vekutokupambara hatina yanja tinacho. Ngaiwedzerwe mari ngatipiwo muhoro kana takataura panapa kuti kuda 2000 iri kambozofamba sei 2000 iya 2000 ndopiwa 280 muri kumbo 280 ndotenga chii airtime hatipiwi.
Right, makungoramba muchidzokorodza.
Ndakangwana tonzwisisa kuti kuda 2000 ndatenda.
Zvanzika ndatenda. Honorable Minister, may you please respond?
Thank you, Chairman.
Order. Debate, Chairman.
Order. Honorable Minister, may you respond?
Thank you. I would like to increase the budget for Parliament. Chairman, through you, I would like to increase the budget for Parliament.
Can we allow the Honorable Minister to respond, please?
The current allocation, the current allocation is proposed. Proposed allocation is it's about 3 billion, 3.1 billion. I proposed a figure before, which we'll put aside. I now propose to increase that uptick. I want to increase it by 1 billion Zig. So the new figure will be about 4.1 billion Zig. I thank you.
Thank you. Is there any objection?
Yes. Kuna debate kuno.
I put.
There is objection. Objection.
No, I've already. We've gone through that. I put vote 5, finance and economic development.
No.
Order. Honorable members. The Honorable Minister is already given
Mr. Speaker, hi, Mr. Chair.
Unfortunately, I did not hear that, and we have already moved.
We objected, Mr. Chair. We objected. There was an objection.
Honorable members, all the time we are guided by this book.
You are also an MP, Mr. Chair. You are also an MP.
Action is allowed. I am sorry, I did not hear that, and I'm really sorry, but
you're an MP.
Procedurally, you are not. Honorable members, we have moved already. So we can go back.
Mr. Speaker,
I would love that for sure.
Point of order. Order. On a point of privilege.
Please do not put on your mics before I recognize you. Right, like I was saying, unfortunately, yes, I'll give you the point of privilege. We cannot go back because of the standing orders. Unfortunately, we'd already moved. So, what is your point of privilege?
With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, sir, you were procedurally flawed in that you never asked for any objection. So there was no way you could hear when you didn't ask the question for any objection. We're trying to catch a flight that has gone already.
For your own point of correction, I asked, is there an objection? But because we are making noise, so if somebody objected, unfortunately, I did not hear. Right? But I asked that question. I put that question before the House to say, is there any objection? But unfortunately, I did not hear. So we've moved.
Honorable Chair, I have a point of order. I have a point of order, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, pataura members, Mati mimi mirai minister va responde. Then you come back. The next thing makutesa to vote. Of which handizvo zvinhu zvedu zvafamba zvakanaka. Ngatingopa mukana tipedze vote yedu 2 yatatakaisa paside. Zvinhu zvedu zvanga zviri kufamba zvakanaka. Zvashatira papi mufundisi? Zvashatira papi?
Chirega ndikupindure. Pazvashaisha ndepekuti tanga tichiitira noise pandabvunza kuti any debate hapana munhu asimuka ndikati any objection hapana munhu asimuka.
Honorable Chair, can you recognize me?
Honorable members, unfortunately this won't change.
Honorable Chair.
It can't.
Honorable Chair.
That is the price of making noise. Can you see now what has happened?
No, Honorable Chair.
That's the price of making noise.
Yamuri kuti noise ndo yanga objection yacho. Yamuri kuti noise ndo yanga objection.
Do not put on your mic before I say so. So unfortunately we can grumble and make noise, but we cannot change it. Unfortunately we can't.
Chairman,
Procedure. We can't do that.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Unfortunately, we can't do that.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Just hold on. Okay, just hold on. Hold on. I will allow you your point of order as long as you are not questioning a decision that has been made and the procedure that has been done. Any other point of order? Yes. But for that, no. Yes, let me start with the Chief Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. You asked straight away any objections without asking any debate. So can you allow, especially Honorable Hamauswa and Honorable Changirai, who were standing up when you asked any objections? I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Right. Order. You see now, this is where semantics matter. I've been asking you to keep order. I've been asking you not to make noise. People are standing up, they are hawking all over. You no longer know who's standing for hawking or standing for a point of order. So at the end of the day, because of that, you did not hear me say that, but I actually said any debate, and I said any objections, then I said no objections are agreed to, and that's it. So unfortunately, I have ruled on that one.
Point of order. Point of order.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order, Honorable Chair.
This is in the MP. You know that once this is done like that,
Point of order.
Do it. All right. Yes, I said I'll recognize you after. Order. Yes, Honorable Hwende.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Go ahead, Honorable Hwende. Go ahead. You speak through me. Don't worry. You speak through me. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you must protect me.
That's why I said go ahead and speak.
Because you are the one who gave me the opportunity.
Go ahead and speak. Don't explain anything.
But you must discipline.
Go ahead and speak.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. If we go to the rules, you can see clearly that you did not follow the rules. And the majority of the MP are clear that there is an objection and also there is further debate. I don't think this is a matter that we must reduce to dividing the House, because it's a simple matter, Honorable Chairperson. We are members of Parliament. We are here, this is 1 o'clock. So for us to be ruled out of order on a technicality on a matter that will affect the way that we work for the rest of 2026, I think it's very unfair. Yeah. If I remember very well, Honorable Mateo, last year, he
stood up when the budget of Parliament had already passed and proposed that chairperson should receive second vehicles. And it was allowed because we were benefiting, including yourself. You also received. So on the basis of the same issue that happened when we received it, I'm also a beneficiary. When we received those vehicles, allow the MPs the opportunity to speak. The minister has been very nice to this parliament. Correct. He has given us another 1 billion because he understands that we need the housing loans and to service the state. Now this remaining matter is a small matter for an additional maybe 500,000 for the 500 million for the operation of parliament. Surely we are thankful we have secured the housing loan and the servicing. So now we want Marine Takutite Basasema MP. And the time we open up at 2 a.m. Nasa number kutiste by Kunzekwe one or two and Mwira zao. But so my plea to you, Honorable Chair, is just allow the two MPs, because there's Honorable Chaembura who are standing, and there's two honorables from this side, Vangawaka Mira. We can all agree with Takungo allow those three to Batavara Educhi debate. In fact, you are my best chairperson. Yes. And Order. I think maybe you did not hear the minister. The minister agreed to issues. No, order. The minister actually said that he is increasing parliament's budget by 1 billion, so that it becomes 4.1 billion. So which means that he has agreed to that. So I don't know where we are missing each other. And unfortunately, procedurally, I cannot allow that. I personally, I want to, but procedurally, I can't. That's the honest truth. Personally, I want to, but procedurally, I can't. I hope you understand me. I hope you understand me. Right? We shall move on. We shall move on to the last. Right. Unfortunately.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Unfortunately, we cannot go that way. Honorable Jigomba, please sit down.
Point of order. Point of order.
I beg of you to sit down, please.
Point of order, Honorable Chair.
Your point of order will be against what the...
No, I want you to read out the rule that you are using to deny members who are objecting. Can you read it clearly to us to say I'm using this rule to deny members who had raised their hands to say we are objecting?
You can open your standing orders. Let me tell you the rule. Let me tell you the rule. You asked for that, so let me respond. You can open your standing orders and check Rule 215. It will explain to you. Open it. You all got that. I cannot be reading that, unfortunately. But open it. It will tell you. Right. I put vote 5. Finance and economic development. They've been allocated 28,179,290,000. Is there any debate? No debate. There's debate. There's debate. I read you. Order. May I recognize the Honorable Minister of Finance right now? to clarify a couple of things.
Thank you, Chair. If I wanted to go first so I can clarify, because obviously there is a new figure resulting from the fact that we've reduced the UR by 2.425 billion when we reallocated to other ministries, including Parliament. So the new figure under the Ministry of Finance is now 25 billion 754 million 290,000. I'll say it differently: 25,754 290,000. Now, so this reduction, but also the figure under program 3, that's where the UR is contained. If I can then just assist as you take note, that figure now should read under program 3 should be 23 billion 363 million 722,000. I repeat, is 23 363 722 000. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Is there any debate? No debate.
There is debate.
Wait.
There is debate.
Oh, okay. Yes, Honorable Amauswa.
Mati. Maita basa mbatu wechigaro. Pa Minister of Finance, na chekutanga daida kuti ninzwisise kuna Minister of Finance kuti pane chikamu chavakataura muna 2022 chinonzi value for money. Takaida kuziva kuti chibandiko ichi chakazogadzirwa here muministry mavo uye chiri kutoshanda here, chava structure ine vanhu vari kushanda here, uye chakapiwa mari nekuda kwekuti ndo chinozoona.
Sorry, Honorable Amauswa. Zvinofambirana here nezvatinoda kuedza kuita apa?
Ko zvinofambirana nenyaya dzebhajeti ka?
Ndinenge ndarasika, hazvisi kufambirana neizvi.
Ndofunga kurasika kwakangoti Hwendei munomu kubva patatanga hedu, but regai nditsanangure kuti tisirasike zvishoma, tisanyanye kurasika. Minister of Finance pavachapindura vachakuudzai kuti nyaya ndiri kutaura ndeyebhajeti. Pavaitaura muna 2022 vakati kuti mari dzedu dzigogona kugadzikwa zvakanaka nekushandiswa zvakanaka, vaisa chirongwa chinonzi value for money, kureva kuti imi seParliament kana manga makapiwa semaonero andaita, makambopiwa 898 million yekuisa maconstituency offices. Gore rino mozopiwa 390. Iyo value for money inofanira kunge ichitarisa kuti 898 million yamakapiwa gore rapera yakavaka maconstituency office mangani. Yotarisa zvakare kuti kana kuri kunzi machairpersons vakapiwa mota dzechipiri, vamwe vasina kupiwa ma-MP vese, ivo vachishandisa mota dzavo 1. Mota imwe chete inokwanisa here kupedza gore 5 years ichishanda, ndo inenge ichinzi value for money inotariswa nebandiko riri muMinistry of Finance. Saka ida kuziva kuti bandiko iroro rakagadzirwa here kuti rigoona kuti isusu patinenge tichichemera mari sema-MP kuti deva matiwedzerawo mari dzemota dzechipiri, imimi bandiko iroro riri kuona kuti zvinokodzera here. Saka ida kuziva kuti bandiko iroro vakariisa here ivo Minister of Finance.
Right, tinotenda magona kunzvenga mukadzokera panyaya yatavhara kudhara. Musafunga kuti hatina kukuonai. Right, Honorable Ndlewayo.
Mazvita mbatu wechigaro. Ndiri kuda kuti kuna Honorable Minister, mari dzese dzatanga tichichema pano kuti toda kuwedzerwa kwakati, toda kudii, hadzipo, dzichada kutsvagwa neZimura. Asi iyo Zimura yacho is not fully capacitated. inoda mota, inoda
Order, honorable members. Can we hear him in silence? Honorable Tsvangirai, can we hear the honorable member in silence, please?
May I proceed, Chair? Okay. All right, Chair. Thank you.
Right, I'll ask the honorable minister to respond.
Debate. Thank you, Chair. I thank the honorable members for their contribution regarding the exercise of value for money, which is a principle, is a way of doing business by government to make sure that we get value for money for the services that we procure. We have our internal audit unit that performs this function. So we're properly constituted to perform this function, and it has been allocated adequate budget, we believe, in the Ministry of Finance budget. I thank you.
Any further debate? Any objection? No objection. Agreed to. Right.
A point of order.
Right. Order, honorable members.
Pane point of order, Chair.
Order.
Point
of order on what?
Pane nyaya iri kunetsa kuti patasvika nguva inei pachikafu tazviona matikafa zvakanaka, asi toda kutarisira kuti kune vanhu vakawanda vari kuita madheiri semunhu anobva kurushinga achiuya dheiri, kuti kana tapedza na1 munhu iye achaenda kumba here nhasi, kana kuti pane arrangement yaitwa sezvatinosiitwa makore ese, kuti kana tapedza nguva dzino idzi panosiitwa arrangement, because tinogona kuzoona vamwe vanhu vava kuita maaccidents vachida kufamba kusvika kurushinga nekuzodzoka. Vanhu ivo vanofanira kunge vachiwanirwa pekunorara nhasi. Zvinhu izvozvo zvofanira kuti zvingogadziriswa tisaite dambudziko mangwana, kuti ma-MP agozodzoka ose akakwana. Maita basa.
Thank you. We take note of that. All the honorable members, I shall now report the proceedings of the Committee of Supply on the main estimates of expenditure for the year ended 31st December 2026 with amendments. Honorable Minister, could you please approach the chair?
Son of a Prophet.
Madam Speaker, ma'am, the Committee of Supply has had under consideration the main estimates of expenditure for the year ending 31 December 2026 and has agreed to the same with amendments.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. What day for the adoption of the report of the Committee of Supply, Honorable Minister?
Now, Madam.
I put the question that the House adopts the report of the Committee of Supply on the main estimates of expenditure for the year ending 31 December 2026. Those who are of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed and the report is adopted. I call upon the Honorable Minister to present the appropriation bill.
Madam Speaker, ma'am, to give effect to the report of the Committee of Supply on the main estimates of expenditure adopted by the House, I bring in a bill to apply a further sum of money for the services of Zimbabwe for the year ending 31 December 2026, the Appropriation 2026 Bill, HB 15/2025, and I move that the bill be read the first time.
The bill is referred to the Parliamentary Legal Committee. The clerk will read the bill for the first time.
Appropriation 2026 Bill 2025.
The bill is now referred to the Parliamentary Legal Committee. I have received a non-adverse report from the Parliamentary Legal Committee on the Finance Bill HB 14/2025. What day for second reading, Honorable Minister?
them.
The question before the House is a motion by the Honourable Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion that the Finance Bill HB 14/2025 be now read a second time. Is there any debate? Honourable Leader of Government Business.
Madam Chair, I move that debate to now adjourn.
It has been moved that the debate be now adjourned. Is there any debate? I put the question that the debate be now adjourned. Is there? I put the question that the debate be now adjourned. Those who have that opinion, you say aye. Those of the contrary opinion, you say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is affirmed that the debate is adjourned to what day, Honourable Minister?
To Tuesday, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Leader of Government Business.
I move that the House do now adjourn.
It has been moved that the House do not adjourn. Is there any debate? I put the question that the House do not adjourn. Those who have that opinion, you say aye. Those of the contrary opinion, you say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is affirmed and the House is adjourned. To what day, Honourable Minister?
To Tuesday, Madam Speaker, ma'am.
Thank you. The House is adjourned to Tuesday.